Calgary at Edmonton, Friday night, Friday the 13th.
Oh, Calgary, Edmonton, Battle of Alberta. Holy moly. Where is it?
In Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Edmonton's a great sports city. So is Calgary. I've been to both places. Used to live out there. Edmonton fans are they're a little edgier than the Calgary fans. That's going to be a good game, guys. You know, Bruce Barker, our buddy out there, going to be right about the game afterwards. And of course, the voice of the Rush. That's going to be one heck of a game. They had a good promo there a week ago. The owners sold tickets for $1.
Yeah.
And they got 14,500 people there. Please, Edmonton fans, don't let your owner down. He did this to try and show a lot of the non-initiated lacrosse fans out there just what the game could be like.
Right.
Go out there and help your team stay in business. We've heard some rumors last week or so that we're not at liberty to talk about, but there's a lot of teams hurt in the National Lacrosse League, and I'd hate to see the league shrink.
Yep. So who are you taking?
Who am I taking? Calgary.
I'm not going to go anywhere near in depth as what he did. I
Yeah.
certainly hope we don't upset the Edmonton fans out there. I'm going with the hot team, and I take Calgary as well.
Yeah.
Saturday the 14th, Colorado at San Jose.
Colorado, San Jose. I don't know. This week off thing, I think it could tilt the league in a different way, Gary, in that in San Jose, they've been up and down, up and down.
So is Colorado.
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Stealth.
Yeah, I'm taking San Jose there as well. Again, just a home game for them, and again, as you say, neither team's been really consistent all year. Go with the home team. Toronto at Boston.
Toronto, Boston. Well, everybody out there, I know you're all calling me a homer because of my connection with the home team here, the Rock. But then again, the All-Star game and the break could have caused whatever happened, give them a couple of weeks to lick their wounds. We're hurting. They need this win really badly. I'm going to pick the Rock.
And I'm taking Boston, and for everything that you just said, I agree up until your pick. I think they're done. I think they're done. Minnesota at Philly.
Minnesota, oh man, their top guy out with a fractured trachea.
Yeah.
Holy, how'd that happen? Hit to the throat or something?
Yeah, must have been, I don't know.
Holy moly.
And you're talking, I think it was 78% of the face-offs.
Yeah. And now on the other hand, Anthony Annucci seems to be somewhat healthy again.
Getting back, yeah.
Philadelphia, is it in Philly?
It's in Philly.
The Wings.
And I'm going to take Minnesota there. Going into what was 2 weekends ago now, I thought Minnesota was all but done. And they go out and they beat Toronto on the Friday night, go into Buffalo on Saturday night and beat Buffalo. So it looks like maybe they've turned a little bit of a corner there. I'm gonna go with Minnesota there because Philly, nothing against Philly. I mean, they're playing well where I thought they weren't playing that well. They've just upset me in that every time I take them, they lose, and every time I don't, they win. So
well, a lot of these games, I'm just playing anything, any weekend. Hunch, and that last one is one of those.
Yeah.
So.
Last game of the weekend, that's Saturday night as well. Buffalo at Rochester at the Blue Cross Arena.
Buffalo at Rochester, Blue Cross Arena. I've been thinking about this one all day, and I'm serious. Buffalo is going down for their second game in a row. I think the Rochester Nighthawks have turned a corner.
And special of the week.
Yeah, and that is my pick as the game of the week because that's a real local thing. They're only about 75 miles apart, the two cities.
So an hour and a half.
So there'll be a huge contingent of Buffalo fans there. But Nighthawk fans, don't despair. I think your boys are going to come through for you this weekend. I watched them that last game. Who'd they play on the Saturday night? Was it the Rock?
Oh, that was Toronto.
Or Toronto?
But everybody's
Sean Evans got 7 goals.
Yeah. But everybody's been putting a beating on Toronto. No disrespect to Rochester.
It's games like that, though, that breathe a little bit of confidence into you. You know you can score. You know you can still do it. Yeah. And that's why I'm picking the Nighthawks. Yeah.
Gutsy pick. I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay.
So that's our picks for the week. Now, one of the issues here we wanted to talk about, though, you had a little bit of burr in your saddle. All these issues. We're at Iroquois Park against Sports Garden Cafe, fighting in all sports for that matter.
Yeah.
And there's been a great debate ever since the unfortunate death of Don Sanderson here, member of the Whitby Dunlops hockey team. It's raged on into lacrosse now, and you got a few things that you want to talk about.
Well, the whole thing bugs me because I'm kind of torn because I grew up and as fighting being part of most games, and I think I was in one or two during my lacrosse career, and
with a beautiful face like that? No way.
And what bugs me is that as a guy that tries to sell the sport to as many people as I can, I keep getting it in my face, well, geez, that's a sport where you can clobber people over the head with a stick, and anything goes and you can fight. Well, you know what? It's not. And it bothers me when teams are out there breed that way, and present it or breed that philosophy into their organizations. Yeah. This is a beautiful game. There's nothing more beautiful than seeing the talent and stick work and the skill that the players have when a 3 or a 4-way passing play goes great, or the long ball down the floor in a break. There's nothing more exciting than that, and that's what draws me to this game way more than it draws me to hockey. Hockey to me is jump the shark. Yeah. It's getting to be a harder sell for them all the time, and so it just bothers me when people try and sell this game as being nothing but a bunch of thugs. And for to play fight videos before every game or glorify your fighters, I don't think it does us any good.
But what are your thoughts, though? Like your actual thoughts on in fighting in the game of lacrosse? Let's say hockey out of it. Should there be fighting in lacrosse?
And I had a thought about this too. Hockey and lacrosse are really the only two games played within the confines of a set of boards. So psychologically, somewhere there must be a thing that breeds a thought pattern of territorial, where if somebody comes into your area, you've got to protect that area, and so therefore you have to be aggressive. And maybe the confines of the boards makes it such that you think, oh, I have to fight because I got nowhere to go. And maybe that's what why hockey and lacrosse are fighting in it. But I don't want to be a dinosaur and not move ahead as society moves ahead, and fighting anywhere on the streets or whatever that is looked down upon now. Yeah, there's fights, but just like junior hockey's done, you scrap, you're out, and that keeps the goons away. Because it's you're going to lose a guy. You start sending 2, 3, 4 guys out, you get a goon team. Well, you're going to lose all your games. Yeah. And so I think an automatic ejection along with a 5-minute fighting penalty is what should be in lacrosse.
And I think I've kind of sort of changed my tune as well. And one of the things that we talked about before we did this piece, back when you and I played it, it was sold as thuggery. It was that type of game, and there was a very much an intimidation factor. But I guess the difference is now, and you and I, when we played, we were not top physical specimens like they are today.
Very few people were.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the difference is that when you see a fight now in a junior B game, in a junior A game, in an NLL game, when you see a fight now, these guys are physically ripped.
Yes.
And when they're hauling back and they're belting somebody in the jaw or in the head, it is nowhere near, it's far, far more fierce than it was when you and I were back with the days of leather gloves and chin straps.
Yeah.
I mean, our fights, we're in our day, we're more of a slap fest, and prove your point and move on. And unfortunately now, as you see in what happened in the hockey thing here, it was an all-out slugfest with 2 physical beast type guys, and one of them ended up losing his life.
Yeah.
So, should it be banned from the game? I'm not saying it should be banned, but at the same time, I don't know that there's as much of a place in the game now as there was back years ago.
No, not as an intimidation factor, or not as a factor to change the outcome of the game by sending somebody out to take out somebody's best guys. Yeah. That, to me, that takes away from the fans. Yeah. You go and see, you want to see, you hear all about this guy, he's got 60 goals this year and he's got a big shot in that. Yeah. And the other team sends out some loser and that guy's gone. Yeah. So now the fans wasted his $10. Yeah. And that is going to lose fans. We don't want to lose fans, we want to gain them.
We want to gain them, absolutely. Yeah. So that's our rant for this week. So on behalf of Ron Messer, who is...
support your local lacrosse team. Hey, Gary, in about 4 or 5 weeks till the junior season starts here in Ontario. All the training camps are gearing up. Get out and see some of those preseason games. I guess most of the teams will charge a food donation at the door. Do your bit and support junior lacrosse in Ontario and Alberta now too, and British Columbia.
Good. Geez, you jumped in there and you scared me. My name is Gary Mark, reminding everybody out there to stay safe, be good, keep your stick in the air, and keep subscribing to that Canadian Lacrosse magazine.
Yeah.